Welcome to Insure Smart with Tapan Singhel. Today, our topic of discussion is home insurance. The penetration of home insurance is really low in India. In fact, people are not even aware about what this policy is all about or what kind of benefits it provides. Today in this show, Mr. Tapan Singhel, MD and CEO of Bajaj Allianz General Insurance, will explain what this policy is all about, the benefits it provides, and why everyone should buy home insurance, whether you are staying on rent or you own your own home. Welcome, Mr. Singhel, to this show. We are talking about home insurance today, and that is not something that we talk about often. In fact, awareness about it is very low in India. So what are your views on that? Why is it so unpopular?
I don't think the word is unpopular, Nithivet. But yes, if you look at the percentage of sale, that would be the logical conclusion from somebody looking at it from outside. So your statement may not be wrong, but it's not unpopular. The issue is that if I look at insurance as a category, people are not really excited about it. No? That's how the category has been across the world for like hundreds of years. And that is why it gets missed out. But if we have a conversation and if people listen to it and you speak to them, then I've seen people really take up insurance very well. So it's a conversational sale, as I normally say. Now, home insurance, if you see from a pure perspective in terms of cost, is negligible. It's just a couple of thousand rupees to protect a home worth lakhs of rupees. It's insignificant to the amount of money that you spend in building a home or the content which is there. And if things go wrong, you're protected. Because what we don't realize is, and if I ask this question to anyone, that how many years of saving goes in building a home, or how many years of saving goes in building all the contents in home. Average I've seen is comes over 10 to 15 years. So 10 to 15 years of your life saving can disappear, overnight, and if things go wrong. But for what? For a very insignificant kind of cost. So issue, in my view, is of conversations on home insurance, and that's why I'm very happy that you have taken this up. Issues of understanding home insurance, and the issues of understanding that the cost of protecting all this is completely insignificant, if I may say so, not even negligible to the expenses that you would normally do for your home and taking care of it.
Right. So clearly there is an issue about lack of awareness. If people would know about it, since you are saying that, once you have that conversation, they come around. So the issue of awareness is large in India. But how does it compare with, the global market in terms of home insurance?
So let us say if you are staying in Louisiana in the US, or if you're staying in Florida, and you have this hurricanes coming over. You read about it, those floods, and in fact it's very interesting. In the Louisiana state, people can't afford home insurance. It's becomes so expensive. It's another big problem that is being faced there, and they want to have home insurance, because of the instances happening, the tornadoes, the cyclones, and the damages which happen. People are very much aware. So in US, if you look at home insurance has a penetration of 95%.
Wow.
Which means out of every 100 people, 95 people have home insurance in the entire US market. In India, it's less than 1%. But does India not have this scenarios? It has become very prevalent now. If you look at the floods happening all across. Currently, as you speak, we see the floods happening, in the northeast part of the country. We have seen floods happen in Sikkim. We've seen the disaster which happened there. We've seen Uttarakhand. We have seen Chennai. We have seen Bangalore. We have seen all that is happening. And you're not sure. And Bombay floods 2005, you're not forgotten about it. The way it triggers and the losses that it creates is happening. I think such conversations would reach out to people and make them aware that they can have a cover when things go wrong. And as countries which are developed, and if I look at their home insurance penetration is very high, because for a simple reason, the kind of your savings that goes in building your home, your content, can you afford to lose it overnight and not worry about it. If that be the case, it's fine, don't insure. If that not be the case, then a couple of thousand of rupees for the whole year, to take care of it if things go wrong, is perfectly good thing to do. And that is why, if you look at the developed markets, they're very well insured as far as their home is concerned, because they know that if things go wrong, and then how do you rebuild everything again?
Okay. So could you tell us about home insurance? Because a lot of our viewers, like we're talking about, the awareness is so low. So let us.
Okay, so let's make them aware. I think that's a good point. So if you look at, let's say, a simple the basic home for the structure, if I may say so, no. If there's a fire, you have heard about this gas explosions happening, cylinder explosion happening, or a fire getting caught. You've seen in Bombay some of the high-rise buildings, no, had this fire happen. This may not be your fault. Somewhere else you might have started, but your house, no, gets burned. If there's an earthquake, if there's a flood, storm, tempest, if there's an inundation, if there's an external party, hitting, your flat. So it is a series of coverages, even terrorism, if it happens. So all that gets covered into that, And if you look at the cost of it, it's like 30 paisa per thousand. So it's, if you put it like for some lakh of rupees, it will be less than 300 rupees or something for 10 lakh rupees. I think, I don't remember offhand, but I remember this figure for that is for the structure of it. Like, it's insignificant.
Yeah, that's very, very low.
Not low is the right price. I always tell for the price is not right or wrong, but why would you not have that is what surprises me. Like, that's insignificant. So the other thing that if you look at our company, one of the initial issues which we noticed was homes were initially built like separate entities. So the way the insurance would operate is that if a loss would happen, the cost for restructuring that structure would be reimbursed. Now, if you're staying in a flat, so the cost of restructuring, reconstructing the flat, maybe let us say 50 lakh rupees or 1 crore. But the actual value of the flat that you purchased may be 10 crores, because that is how it is currently. So if you only get 1 crore for a 10 crore flat, and now the whole construction has to happen, everybody has to agree, then suddenly you are homeless. Like, for that money, you have to buy a flat maybe outside the town completely in terms of where you have to go. So we came out with agreed value policies in which you can buy a policy for 10 crores for the flat, what you paid for, and something goes wrong, you get the full value. So you actually can take a new flat. We also came out in the policy add-on that if there's damage to flat, you get alternate accommodations. You can stay of the flat, that equal flat till it again, gets built. So there are a lot of things in the home insurance has come, and which has made it very, very relevant to current time on the structure part of it. Now let's look at the content, and this is actually more interesting than the structure. Structure, though, if you have taken a bank loan, I'm very sure your bank would have also requested you to get a policy because they don't want to risk themselves. So it's actually so funny. The financer who's putting money, into your dreams and you're buying something, they are so paranoid that they will actually have that cover because they know the cost is very small for the structure till they have given you that loan. If something goes wrong, they get their money back. They are taking care of. But it's your hard-earned money that is slowly, paying it off, and you're building it, but you are not concerned about it. No.
So, but these bank loans that you're talking about, are they really enough for people?
No, but they will protect their interest. So some of them actually protect the declining rate. So if your loan is, let's say, for 30 lakh rupees, they may protect for 30 lakhs, which they will get back. But you may lose 1 crore rupees, So you actually don't get back everything. That is why, what do you see that everybody who's giving you money is protecting themselves. But you are not protecting yourself against the money that you are actually pumping. You are the main person there. But in terms of the content, it's more interesting, as I said, because if you realize even something like a chain snatching, and every day open the newspaper, you'll find some chain snatching happen. That is covered. If, let's say, your baggage that you're traveling with, and that gets picked from wherever, railway or bus or from the taxi that you are, that is covered. Even the camera.
Under home insurance and not travel insurance.
Yeah, travel insurance is a small, only in the travel insurance, only a small part of that is covered, that while you're traveling, the bag is getting picked. But chain snatching is not covered in travel insurance, no. Yeah, but in home insurance, that is the component. That is where the concept came in, which was taken from there to the travel insurance. I think that is the background to it. It was originally a part of the home insurance, still is part of the home insurance. So you can take a baggage cover in home insurance, all your, if you're traveling, your jewelry cover, which will mean any loss of jewelry would be taken care of. A cover for like all your television. In fact, you have mechanical breakdown cover also, which means your fridge breaks down or your television breaks down. Even that is covered. And in fact, your mobile, your laptops, it's all covered. This is the price is a bit more expensive than the structure cover, but still very, very negligible compared to the cost of your entire stuff that you have. When somebody asks me what insurance should they buy, or what did I buy when I started a job in the insurance industry 33 years now back, I bought 3 policies. First was health policy, which I felt is very required. Second was a personal accident policy, and I'll tell you the reason for all of it. And third was home insurance. Health again, because I felt at a young age, what can go wrong with me? That's the way I thought, and I should be covered. Health, again, I felt because I better go to the best doctor, best hospital, not get constrained by the money that I have.
Right.
So I should be treated well. PA, because I felt at that age, now though things have changed, a lot of young people also die from natural death. In the time when I was young, we hardly heard these things. It was mostly accidental. So it is again the cost for 1 lakh rupee of an accidental death cover was how much? It was again very, very negligible. Some 20-30 rupees or so.
Yeah, I have an example now. That's 20-30 rupees is like really low. Somebody who bought about 10-15 years ago, it was like 2,000 for a 25 lakh cover.
Yeah, so imagine, I'm just trying to tell you, so it was like no brainer. Why should I not have that? So I had that policy and I had a home insurance. And each of it has triggered at some time. The PA has not, and hopefully should not now, but now. But health insurance also has triggered. My home insurance also has triggered. I have had chain snatching. I've had breakdown of appliances. I have so it has triggered at some point in time, and I never had to worry about going to the best hospital, best doctor, or replacing my stuff if things have gone wrong. So I don't regret having bought that policy 33 years back. Still continue with them.
Right. But a lot of people also think, people who know about home insurance, they think that, once I own a home, I should have a policy. But what about people who are living on rent? Do you think it makes sense for them as well?
Yeah, so if you're living on rent and if you let's say something goes wrong, your cylinder bursts in the flat, goes on fire, will your landlord file a claim on you for negligence? Will you be liable to pay to your landlord? Have you thought that?
Possible.
Yeah, he can actually.
Absolutely.
He can. Now, where will you pay a 10 crore to the landlord? From. Have you thought about that? No. It's like the two-wheeler case. I always remember people say, what will go wrong with the two-wheeler? For 4,000-5,000 I'll pay. And I ask them that if somebody gets hit by your two-wheeler and if there's a death and the guy is earning well, we have a claim of 15 crores on a two-wheeler. 15 crores on a two-wheeler. Do you realize that? A lot of people don't realize that, the liability that they are carrying with themselves is so huge. If again, let me take the example of US. If you move as a tenant also in any flat, there's a renter's agreement and there's a renter insurance. First thing the landlord insists is that you have this insurance before you move into my flat.
Right.
Simply because something goes wrong, he is going to cover himself, and not just leave it blank. They are very insistent. So if any one of your friends or relatives are staying in US, ask them that does the landlord insist for an insurance when you move in? India, that we have very optimistic people. We always feel that the world will collapse, but the only person who will stay alive is me, and nothing will go wrong with me. I think that's why we miss out this finer points. Each landlord should ask for a renter's insurance from the tenant. That's the first part. Second part is, even a tenant, you have all this content, a television, a fridge, your own like sofa, curtain, whatever you have purchased, that your jewelry, your so those can also be lost. So you have policies in which you can take for your own protection. So
right.
I am saying, buy something which ensures that your hard labor of 10-15 years of all the work that it did does not disappear overnight and you're pushed back by 10, 15 years. Protect yourself against that. Or if you are at the age of, let's say, 60, 65 years, all your life you have worked, you build a house, you build a content, and now you're retired and you don't have any means or source of income, which is a regular income, maybe you have some small income. And then one day you have like a Sikkim issue or an Uttarakhand issue or a Chennai flood issue or something, and it just washes it away. At that age, you suddenly become dependent on somebody, just because of a couple of thousand rupees in a year. Why should you not have that? I think that is the thing that we have. It is not about hardcore insurance sale. I'm very, very, how should I say, Nidhi, very, very cautious about this, because I think we as insurance people have a very bad reputation. People think that all you want to do is somehow sell. No, it is just the realization that how do we,
Why it is important.
why it is important. That is more important, and and if it is taken care of, not to worry. If not, insurance is a solution. For that. Yes.
That was Tapan Singhel on what home insurance is all about and how it can benefit you, whether you are staying on rent or you have a house of your own. Thank you so much.